No. Today, our first webinar with our one and only Isabella from Aldar.
Good morning, everyone. Salam alaikum, and thank you, Ibrahim, for welcoming Elder to talk about the Great Place to Work journey. Ibrahim, having a little bit problems with hearing you this morning.
Oh, all right. Let me just try.
No, now you're clear, crystal clear. We're all good. Great.
Fantastic.
Thank you, Ibrahim.
Just
Sorry.
do the introduction again. I'm sorry for that. So my name is Ibrahim Mugharbal, and I'm the Managing Director for Great Place to Work here in the Middle East. We're very happy to be celebrating so many things today. We're celebrating all the heroes from the region and the globe as well via our Certification Nation Day. We want to celebrate with all these organizations who are doing so many things and so much beautiful things for their people around the globe as well and in our region as well. And beside that, we're hosting two webinars. The first one is now with you, our superhero, Isabella Sana Martin, and also we will having a second webinar throughout the day as well. We understand that being certified as a great place to work is not just a thing that can happen like that. We need efforts, we need support, we need to be able to understand what does it mean to be a great place to work, what does it mean to be a great place to work for all, and most importantly, how can we evolve as an organization? And that's the objective of the webinar today, to understand the power of being certified, the power of our unique tool, Imprisoning, and the impact on it on all different perspectives in the organization. from well-being to innovation to revenue to making sure that your company is a high-performing and a high-trust organization. We will be starting the webinar now, and I'm going to ask all the participants just to hold their questions. We're going to take all the questions. However, we're going to be taking that at the end of the webinar. So please stay with us and let's kickstart as we are. So Isabella, please, if you can just start by introducing yourself. I always call you Superwoman, but I would like to hear from you. What do you do at Eldar Properties?
Thanks so much, Ibrahim. We're all super beings here at within this amazing culture here. So I'm Senior VP for Talent and Culture. What does that mean? Well, it talks about how we actually evolve at Eldar. And what do I work on? I work on people. Basically, my job every day is to work with people, which I absolutely love as my job with Eldar for 3.5 years now.
And I remember the first time we met, which was almost 3 or 4 years ago. Correct. And we were speaking about getting Eldar Properties certified as a great place to work. And today, Eldar is one of the organizations who certified as a great place to work, not just Eldar Properties, but also Eldar subsidiaries. I wanted to understand from you, how did actually Great Place to Work transform your culture? How did that impact your organization?
Sure. You know, we've all heard the legendary management consultant, Peter Drucker, culture eats strategy for breakfast. And let's be clear, he didn't mean that strategy is not important, rather that culture is a powerful, empowering, unquestionable route to organizational success. For those companies who've not used Great Place to Work, the culture audit provides intel on employee experience, a cause and effect, providing real data on company culture's well-being. It helps you understand your people proposition. As we know, the Great Trust Index focuses on 5 dimensions, and you're able to measure and benchmark yourself on credibility, respect, fairness, camaraderie, pride, and there's 3 areas of measurement with the manager, the employee, and the job role. And of course, this cascades in 25 focus areas, which really underpins the Trust Survey Index. This for Eldar has been valuable data to understand people's experiences in all aspects of our workday. Our objectives at Eldar was to understand and look and learn what our people are saying about the organisation. We obviously publish the survey because this is for full transparency. We've got the opportunity where we have year after year customised some of the questions so we can understand other key areas that we've actually rolled out across the year. Obviously, Eldar uses it as a benchmark to compare themselves to other great places to work. And of course, our employee engagement is the mindset of how to have employees have a voice. We also use the data, Ibrahim, to create engaging programs that focuses on our employees' well-being, health, work-life balance, manager experience, and environment. So why is culture business critical, everybody? I think we all know the answer. Because it equates to financial growth. With the top Fortune companies, the top 100 Fortune companies, citing their companies as a great place to work, they have increased profits 3 times those of companies who do not manage the impact of culture on the bottom line. I really think in the 21st century, companies who don't have a clear program to measure and create engaging workplace experience 365 days a year are having a big mistake.
Isabella, you're such an amazing ambassador of a great place to work, and I just love how much you believe in our mission and making the world a better place. You spoke about employee engagement, and I think there's always a question from the audience: how can we engage with our people? Do we need to talk to them face to face? Do we need to survey them? There are the internal survey, and we spoke about when we first started the relationship, and we also had a conversation about Imprisoning. And I know that you are a big fan of Imprisoning, and the webinar today is about the power of Imprisoning. So tell me, from your perspective and experience, I know that you are such a technical and data-driven person. So when you were using and engaging with Imprisoning, how did you use Imprisoning to the benefit of your organization?
Yeah, I think you pose an interesting point, Ibrahim. I mean, there's many ways to get the data. And in fact, I'm having a great webinar with Brunswick team and my team on other ways to engage our employees, not just a survey. But the reality is, what Imprisoning does give us is the analytics. People analytics is the new frontier in human resource management. Gone are the days, and I'll be honest, I used to say, oh, I think this is how our people feel, or our culture is X and Y. And that's not because I didn't speak with people, but again, you're only getting an insular view when you speak to only a certain amount of people. With Imprisoning, you're able to get all that information on one tool. It captures the data, and this demonstrates exactly where your people are feeling from an employee perspective. You know, the Imprisoning tool allows organizations to deep dive, as I said, in the 25 focus areas created in the Trust Index. And this gives it an amazing intuitive tool which provides accurate instant data. The Trust Index focuses on points such as values, leadership effectiveness, maximizing human potential, the gender, the age, tenure of a manager's level, gender and management level, innovation by manager level. Key features also include the comparison. So you can have a look at year on year of exactly how you've tracked in those key areas. Also, due to its agile features on Imprisoning, you can cut and dice all the data in multiple areas just with the touch of the button. And even though Ibrahim was actually kind to me, I am actually technically phobia. I always say it's the machine or it's the woman on the car telling me, oh my God, you've gone the wrong way. I actually don't like technology, but what I do love is Imprisoning is so easy to use. For an example, the heat map feature. It provides insight, critical areas across the business in each focus area with the touch of a button. And Ibrahim knows that he spent a lot of time with me and the amazing Elias team who helped me go through that along with the team to use the tool. And it becomes so easy that you're just playing with it. You're going, oh, look at this. I know with my team, Amna and Munam, we're going, oh my God, look at this, because it's so easy to read. So Imprisoning, the most amazing dynamic tool. Well done. Great place to work, Ibrahim.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Imprisoning is our global tool that we use around the globe to support organizations to build a better world. And I'm so happy to hear that. We've heard it from so many organizations, how much Imprisoning has been useful and impactful in terms of changing their life and even saving their money as well in terms of investment. And this is something that you always say. It's not about creating multiple strategy. It's about creating the right impactful strategy that will take you where you need to be. Speaking about this, before I move into that, I know that, by the way, Isabella is one of the people who actually abuse Imprisoning in terms of usage. It's like she's actually using it from all different perspectives, and she used the most out of all the unlimited demographic. So you use that in terms of adding department, unit, location, so she can slice and dice and enjoy the experience as well as much as she like, and the team as well, to be able to understand the gap and creating a great place to work for all. Speaking about where you are and where you want to be. So now you are certified as a great place to work. Is that the end of the journey for you? Or what do you see? Like, what is the objective of after being certified as a great place to work? And how do you look at the evolution of your culture? So how do you want to continue that journey? How do you want to continue with your employees' experience journey and process? I would love to hear that.
Sure. I think, a great place to work certification is only the start of the journey. And I think when I was first introduced to the Great Place to Work 3.5 years ago, that was the first thing that I communicated to the leadership team. I mean, we've all heard about the war on talent and how engagement is key to the retention and how to just demonstrate the EVP. The employee value proposition is why people are either staying in their current jobs or looking for a new one. Research is showing why employees are leaving. They want to look at growth, they want to look at development, their opportunity, they have lack of fulfillment, lack of support from their managers, or it's a toxic workplace. The interesting part is, I've been in this area for a long time. I don't want to say how young I am, but actually salaries now do not, and don't even ask me, Ibrahim, salaries don't even rate as to key factors as to why people are leaving companies. Gone are the days where employers could actually throw money to retain and attract top talent. And don't be misguided if you think this only refers to Millennium or Generation Z. These reasons are why all employees are leaving the workplace. Organisations also know that replacing talent costs money and time, depending on the job role, seniority, experience. But other factors which are not factored is loss of productivity, missed deadlines for projects and for customers, depleted morale from the additional work and loss of colleagues, damaged employer branding from a high turnover perspective. At Elder, the most important benefit for being part of a great place to work is hearing our employees' voice. Accurate workplace analytics derived from the Trust Index continues the dialogue with our employees to improve their workplace being and building an ongoing dynamic company culture.
Isabella, you always inspire me, and I think today you're adding to that more and more and more. I just love how focused you are as an organization, and you, Isabella, as a leader as well, in making this happen and taking the employees' experience to the next level. You said some beautiful words, and there's always a question mark from organization around the globe and in our region. We speak to, let's say, around 8 to 10 organizations per day, and everybody has different challenges. But in the end, it's all about the great resignation. It's all about how to maintain the talent that I have. How can I be attractive to the new talent? There are so many challenges. I mean, in the last 2 years, there's so much happening worldwide and locally as well. So how can we overcome these challenges and build a beautiful experience for our people? And you said it really well. Thank you for that. Speaking about employees, so switching from Imprisoning to speak about the impact of Imprisoning on employee wellness and employee well-being. So as a company, as Eldar Properties, as Eldar organization, how do you guys promote employee wellness among your employees?
I think, throughout this webinar, wellness is critical for companies to continue to evaluate. How are their people feeling? Our people, culture and performance team continue to review HR policies and practices to ensure employees stay engaged and that we're working at our best practice. However, since COVID, we've obviously launched, like many organisations, remote working, allowing employees to choose how they balance their hybrid working program. I'm working from home today. We allow 10 days a year to be added to employees' leave who wish to extend their time with their families internationally, but still manage their work deliverables. In addition, twice a year during Eid and the Christmas period, we close the office completely, allowing 100% of our staff to enjoy this special time of the year without any disruption. And this allows everyone to return to the office refreshed and ready to perform at the highest level. We've just come back, obviously, from an Eid break, and everyone was saying, oh my God, it was fantastic, no emails, because we know we're on 24/7. Unfortunately, the pandemic has created a new, norm of what norm is. We're constantly working with all our technology. And really, as part of our engagement program, our culture engagement team have developed comprehensive employee programs based on 4 pillars derived from the Great Place to Work. And this is why it's so critical, the success of the data that we're able to get from our index survey. Our program includes health and wellbeing, obviously, diversity, equality and inclusion, engagement, CSR. And with these pillars and all these different programs, we do webinars with subject matter experts. We have collaboration with our partners, Demand Health, during our COVID and wellbeing program, motivational speakers. We do some fun and amazing activities. Amna, who leads the program there with Munab, just do some crazy stuff. And with our new office, I'll talk about that and show you some photos in a moment. You've got this whole vista of how to engage the audience. And these activities are happening during the day. So I think one of the exciting changes for ELSA was during COVID, we designated our new HQ, which is now located at Yas Mall. Lamise, maybe you want to share the images if you can. And thank you to our photographer, Chris Goldstraw, on this. We moved into our new offices in February of this year.
That's the new office, Isabella? Is that the new office? Oh my goodness, this is amazing. This is so beautiful.
Correct.
Wow.
So, sorry, Ibrahim. So the new office is over 10,000 square meters of 4 levels of state-of-the-art workplace living is what I refer to it. We created a building which includes paddle court, basketball court, gym and yoga room, over 52 formal and informal collaborative areas. We have 2 cafe areas where we provide light, healthy breakfast, which allows our employees to connect with their colleagues and start their day refreshed, collaborating informally, building vital social relationships which have been affected during remote working. The building is in the process of being LEED Platinum certified, as well as WELL certified, demonstrating that Elders' number one priority is the well-being of their people.
Wow. I mean, this is amazing. I love the new office and I can't wait to come and visit you and see the new office as well. It looks very exciting. I saw a tennis court in there, isn't it?
Yes, we have. It's a
Oh,
paddle
wow.
court. Actually, it's a paddle court. There
Wow.
is a
Oh, wow.
distinction for those sporty enthusiasts. I'll get you a lesson. Amna's organising a coach, Ibrahim. I'm going to invite you to a challenge
I
this year on the paddle court.
I would love to join. I mean, this is amazing. And one more question I have for you, just before, I mean, we wrap up and we start taking questions as well. We got a comment. Wow, amazing spaces. Yes, indeed. So, Isabella, when you think about the Great Resignation, this is a hot topic and everybody is thinking about it. How did you, as an organization, overcome this challenge? How did you, the Great Resignation is happening. So, what did you do about it?
Look, I think whilst we feel that the Great Resignation was due to people's reaction to the COVID pandemic, what the results really actually underpin is the continuation of a trend rising from quit rates of beginning more than a decade ago. And really the 5 main factors was retirement, relocation, reconsideration, reshuffling, and reluctance. You can have a look at this data, excuse me, as cited by Harvard University. The focus of the Great Place to Work is about how companies manage to keep in touch with their people. And actually, when they look at the results, 52% of employees stated that no one touched base with them whilst they were working remotely. And actually, half of the people who resigned, it could have been avoided if their managers had touched base with them. I think resignations are about employees being disengaged. People's well-being is about how do you make them feel treated at the workplace. Well-being is about diversity, equality, and inclusion, ethical corporate behaviour, that organisations care about employees' well-being, authentic, genuine concern from us as employers. Flexibility is also a key contributing factor, Ibrahim, when employees are leaving their job. Now employees are looking at holistically, what is well-being? Career, do I like what I do? Quality of my social relationships at work, financial stability, increased job security, community where they live, and physically, how to get the job done remotely. We have to remember, Ibrahim, employees want to bring their whole self to work. They want their leaders to know their strengths and value their contribution. The time has come for companies to embrace workplace flexibility. Ensure that leaders are upskilling, that's what we do, to coach their teams, understand their strengths of their people, create memorable conversations and experiences, and ensure they cater for all diverse groups. After all, what is a company? A company is made up of people, Ibrahim, and if I can't say it enough, people make a company. That's what it's all about.
I love what you just said. I think this is such an amazing statement. If you're people driven, you got it covered. And this is how Eldar, and this is why Eldar is an amazing workplace, not just a great place to work. We'll start by taking some questions, but I just want to comment on what you said about listening and actively listening. Isabella, you're a bit lucky because you are based in the UAE and your operations are in the UAE. But we work with a lot of organizations who have multiple offices around the region, and because of the COVID and this restriction of traveling, there's always a question mark. How can I be there for my people? And I'm an HR who's based in UAE or any other country, and I want to be connecting with the people in Kuwait or Oman and Qatar. How can I be there? And we always say it's not about being there physically. They just want to be heard. And well said on the engagement perspective. We got the first question now. So what is the best thing about Imprisoning? What do you think, Isabella? What is the most beautiful? I mean, you love Imprisoning, but just give us the...
I think, Rawan, the best thing about it is about how easy it is to actually deep dive. I mean, we have all different pockets of areas. Different things are happening, whether it's COVID, whether it's personal, whether it's professional. And what you can do is hone in specifically around teams, individuals. Obviously, we know we can get data when it's more than, I think, 15 people, 7 people in the group, where obviously it's anonymous. That's what I love about, obviously, the Great Place to Work. It is anonymous. People can feel comfortable saying how they feel. So with Imprisoning, I love that you can drill down. It's not about just one big picture and, oh, this is the results for Elder. No, we can drill down because we know there are challenges. Different things happen in different departments. So that's what I love, that you can drill down, Rowan, so easily and so simply.
I love your input, Isabella, and you are a big fan of Imprisoning, and I think when you're interested and you want me to make things happen, you'll be able to make it because of your passion, and I love your passion and energy about it. Another question that we have received: how do you tackle the gaps highlighted through Imprisoning, and what are the latest best practice you have used to improve a specific issue internally, as an example? This is a long question, so Isabella, if you want to take the first half, that'll be okay as well.
Okay. I think, it's when you're looking at a gap, excuse me, with anything, what you're looking at is identifying what those gaps mean. Because remember, this is one source, but then you're going to deep dive, whether it's focus groups with the individuals, whether it's having real conversations with the line managers about what's happening. So obviously this is a sounding board to start to deep dive on exactly what's happening. And I think that's what you need to understand when we're taking, because even when we look at it, okay, the best thing about Imprisoning as well, Great Place to Work, you can do smaller focus snapshots. So you can do pulse surveys. So once you've got your survey, you can actually drill down using the pulse survey to actually get more information. So that's a great benefit as well with the survey results.
I think we're just also receiving some comments as well from different organizations, including your own. I think your colleague Amna just said Impricing is a great tool to be used for gap identification to help companies to create a strategic approach for corrective actions. I'm so happy to hear that as well. And this is what Impricing has been created for. Another comment: inspiring culture, Isabella. Wow. Colleague engagement and inclusion are so important as well. I think there's always a question mark about inclusion and diversity as well, which we will tackle in our upcoming webinars as well, between speaking about gender gap and the age gap as well. Another question that we have received: how far can the data cover from different departments and functions?
Well, with the Impricing, you can see like by like each of the departments, and it highlights each one of the 25 focus areas there, Elias. So it's so easy because you can see departments, divisions, exactly what's happening in those 25 focus areas by a touch of the button, because Impricing is a super amazing tool.
Isabella, this is a question from my side. Do you feel, from your perspective, because I cannot say that because I'm from Great Place to Work, I do believe that, but I have to say it. Do you believe that Impricing will have an impact on the region? When I say the region, I'm talking about the GCC region, in terms of companies' thinking and approach to employee engagement. Do you feel that that's the case with Impricing?
Absolutely. I mean, this country, mashallah, is just amazing. I've been here for nearly 17 years because I came here when I was 16. And the reality is, you only have to look that they've got their happiness ambassador. I think when you look at a Great Place to Work and you look at Impricing, the tool, and the fact that you can actually hone in on the data of exactly what makes people happy. In fact, I was speaking to a girlfriend who's doing positivity psychology, and actually to be happy, 2/3 of your day has to be positive. That's how you are happy as an individual. So that's obviously professionally and personally. So 2/3 of a day, people have to be happy, okay, to be positive. And this is why it's really important. We're at work, they're 8, 10, 12-hour days. So we need to organize as organizations exactly what makes people happy.
Beautiful. Isabella, this has been really, really a joy talking to you. And I hope that people found that this webinar has been interesting and insightful as well. I know we're running out of time, so I would love to leave you with the closing statement. So before I give my closing statement, I would love to hear yours as well.
Well, thank you, everyone. I hope that this 30 minutes has given you some insights of not only a great place to work, but how important culture is for organizations to be successful for their employees' well-being. I wish you a fantastic day, and thank you so much, Ibrahim.
Thank you, Isabella. Thank you so much for being part of this and for celebrating as well the Certification Nation Day with us. We have another webinar happening in almost 2 hours from now, so please watch it and stay tuned as well. Today, I'm going to leave you with a question, and this is something that we could tackle in our upcoming webinars. What is more important to you, culture, or innovation? Answer that question on the comments, and we're looking forward to hear your inputs and insights. Apologies for the people who were not able to take their questions just because we only have 30 minutes, but we would love to hear it, and then we'll be able to tackle it offline as well. Thank you so much, and have a beautiful day.